Pastorini going to dump it to Campbell. And on his own, he moves, finally dragged down by Larry Brooks.
Now we talk about quickness. When Campbell gets this ball, his quickness is what allows him to gain yardage. If that was a slower back, they would have never gained any yardage. The move to the outside, the cut back to the inside, up the seam, the continual use of the legs allowed him to get that gain.
That's that flare stop that they like with a back like Campbell. They can always dump it off to him.
On the Ram 46, third and about 5 for the Oilers.
252.
Johnson in a slot inside Burrow right. Pastorini looking right, throwing down there and overshoots Johnson. Rod Perry was right there to defend. And flattened is Dante Pastorini.
See, you don't see that in the statistics, but the quarterback's on his back. Again, not coming through in the third down. Critical situation.
Jack Youngblood leading his Rams off the field. Tony Fritsch and Cliff Parsley. The kicking game has been so very important, and now it's Cliff Parsley coming in to punt. The ball on the Ram 46, and Parsley will be kicking from his own 43. Deep, Jackie Wallace and Nolan Cromwell for the Rams. Parsley trying to kick it out of bounds deep and didn't really do it.
Bad kick, short kick.
Bad kick going out at about, looks like they're talking around the 30-yard line.
Every play is the ball game. Every play is the ball game.
Parsley has kicked only 2 inside the 20 this year. 10-3 Rams.
Since the very first automobile was made in America, more than 2,500 new cars have been introduced. But the best-selling new car ever introduced is this one, Ford Fairmont. Fairmont has great EPA mileage estimates unsurpassed by any midsize car and the lowest sticker price of any car in its class. In fact, Fairmont has the most room for the money of any car. Ford Fairmont, the best-selling new car ever introduced. Sedans, wagons, exciting Futuras. See them all at your local Ford dealer.
Homeward bound, coast of New England. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
Ray Malavasi talking with the officials. 1st and 10 Rams from their own 31. So we'll see if they can take advantage of a poor punt from Cliff Parsley. Rams leading 10-3. Cullen Bryant with Dennis Harrah leading the way. Capoletti trying to hand block, and he got across the 35. Capoletti had his hands full just pushing.
Now, not to be critical of Bryant, but if you watch Cullen make this cut, you will realize the difference between a good back and a great back. He makes a curve on the corner, which slows him down. He gets low, which is good. But a guy like Cullen has a very difficult time making a cut like an Earl Campbell can make.
2nd and 4 on the Ram 37. Jesse right, Miller left. And it's Capoletti fighting across the 40 and might have fallen forward for the first down.
Now, Capoletti, who is a very good all-around football player, has better cutting ability than Bryant. He gets everything out of this particular play. I say that if Capoletti had more speed and Bryant was more nifty, they would both be much better.
Well, John Capoletti fought his way for the first down on the Ram 42-yard line. Capoletti so far has carried 8 times for 49 yards. Rams leading 10-3, 5:50 to go in the third quarter. Here comes Bryant wide. That's a strange play, Coach. If you watch on the replay, Dennis Harrah was supposed to block number 60, but Harrah couldn't catch up to Bryant.
Well, again, it's a quick count. It's designed to go outside. And the back got ahead of the
yeah, couldn't catch
the pulling lineman.
That must be very discouraging. Harrah at 257 is trying to keep up with him.
Well, if Bryant was smart, he would let him get in front.
Use your blockers.
2nd and 10 from the Ram 43. Miller left, Jesse right, Nelson the tight end on the right side. And it's going to be to Cappelletti. And it's a pretty good block by Hara. That was almost a clip, but the block opened it up for the first down.
This is really great offensive football. It's safe. It's a check-off pass. You set up your blocking. Cappelletti is a guy that uses his blockers now. See him cut back underneath.
But something I'd like to point out is that 61 and 65, they were going a little too slow. They should have gotten out there fast, and if they had thrown, Cappelletti could have made his moves much better.
And you're talking about Rick Saul, number 61, and Tom Mack, 65.
Yes, Vinny.
1st and 10 on the Houston 46. Here comes Cullen Bryant. He's short of the 40, but the Rams moving. Remember, after the punt, they started on their own 31. Kiner and Courier making the tackle. In another world, the New York Yankees trying to hold on and beat the Red Sox. They're tied 3-3 with Toronto in the 4th inning. 2nd and 6 on the Houston 42. 3:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Cappelletti with Bryant putting a block on Brazil and a couple of hard yards. Boy, that's a collision. Cullen Bryant blocking Robert Brazil. You could hear it all the way in Los Angeles.
You know, Cappelletti does what we call pick a hole. So he starts up inside, then he slides outside. Pick a hole running. Always going forward.
3rd and 1. The Red Sox and Cleveland, no score in the 3rd. The ball on the Houston 37-yard line. Charlie Young is in there now on the wing just outside Terry Nelson on the right side. And it's Bryant pounding for the first down, and he's gotten it. So Cullen Bryant grinding it out.
Jim, not many clubs have run on the Oilers like this.
I'll tell you, last week, the Rams offensive line played a tremendous game. They met those Dallas defensive stars head-to-head and won that battle, and I think this is a carryover from that game.
1st and 10 on the Houston 35. Dwight Scales is in there now, wide right. Miller left. Hayden looking left and going over to Miller, who does an Al Jolson and makes the reception at the 25-yard line. Stemrick over there to defend. He didn't like it.
Good call by Pat. Quick count. 1-on-1. 12-yard out.
Stemrick is a little angry, a little frustrated at this point.
Yeah, he has to touch him. He can get up and run. Yeah, he caught the ball between his knees.
The ball is between the knees. 2nd and 1 from the 26. Rod Phillips battling and crawling to the 20. They'll probably mark it before that, however, and it's a first down.
That was a good spin by Phillips. In other words, if he did not spin, he probably would not have gained a yard. But because he did spin, he was able to gain a few yards and get a first down.
Jackie Slater coming out. Doug France is back in there. 1st and 10 for the Rams on the Houston 21-yard line. And as you can see, 3-1 in first downs, 18-6. Scales wide right, Miller left, Nelson the tight end right side, Phillips and Bryant back of Hayden. Hayden releasing to Phillips. He got a block from Hara, then by Saul, and he fumbles. It is picked up by Sampson, but I believe after the whistle.
Yeah, they blew him dead.
Sampson first picked it up and gave it to Reinfeldt, but they'll call it back.
Now here's the first noise the crowd's made today.
Now,
that same play.
Phillips on this particular play does a good job at contact, but here is where a great back would accelerate. The acceleration might allow him to split the seam.
That was a quick whistle. That was a quick whistle. That's a break for the Rams, because he fumbled as he was going down, as he hit the AstroTurf.
And Mike Reinfeldt was away with it, but it's blown dead. 2nd and 1 on the Houston 12. Capoletti. Upended, he fumbled, but Bryant fell on it, and that might have been after the whistle. Good hit by Ken Kennard, second-year man out of Angelo State, number 71.
We watch the defensive line here. They are charging low. We call that a submarine. In other words, it's very difficult to run through it. You can jump over it. When you see a back jump, sometimes because the defensive line is submarining.
The defensive ends on that last one took an inside charge and have inside responsibility.
As you can see, the measurement, they need that much for a first down. The crowd a little sullen and angry over the fumble callback.
Two tight ends.
Miller and Scales come out. Charlie Young is in there with Terry Nelson. And there's the crowd, mean, sullen, and bordering on mutinous here. 10-3 Rams, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 1, and the Rams have been converting, and the Oilers have not. From the 12. That's Capoletti. And you tell me how they can ever figure whether you've gained the yard or not.
It's a judgment thing, Vinny.
Blind judgment.
You're
The
absolutely
fewer
right.
judgment calls you have in pro football, the better.
Okay, first down. 1st and 10 on the Houston 11. Remember, this drive started after the poor punt by Cliff Parsley gave the Rams 1st and 10 on their own 31, and they have traveled down to the Houston 11. The Oilers stubborn, but they're behind with 9 seconds and going down of the third quarter. 10-3 Rams. Capoletti and Bryant behind Hayden, and it's Bryant. Mack is pulled to lead the way, but he goes the other way, and there's nobody there but blue shirts.
Great pursuit, and the strong side, the onside, got across. Penetration. That's how you stop sweeps.
So 3 quarters are history here in Houston. And for the moment, the Rams 10, Houston 3.
This computer is the brain behind an extraordinary game from Parker Brothers, codename Sector. You use the computer to track down an unseen sub. The sub uses the computer to escape and counterattack. Your mission, be the first ship to sink the enemy sub.
Range 10, speed 9, firing range, depth 3, fire. All right.
Codename Sector, the board game where you match wits with a computer.
When you fly on business, you pay full fare. And on American Airlines, you get what you pay for. Introducing a special coach section for full fare passengers only, so your seatmate will be a full fare passenger. And when we have empty seats, most of them will be in this section. At last, you'll get the full fare treatment you deserve. On American, you get what you pay for.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Ron Liebman and Patrick O'Neill star in the exciting premiere of Kaz.
I'm going to have to ask that all of this be put back on the record.
I'll settle with you later.
Premiering Sunday at 10, 9 Central and Mountain.
The Rams, leading 10-3, have it 2nd and 11 on the Houston 12-yard line. Both clubs appeared to be a little listless walking down the field, George.
Vinny, I like our players to jog from one section to the other. We have a statement that only the mailman walks. You jog.
Well, there was a lot of walking, a lot of mail delivered then. It's 2nd and 11 from the 12. Bryant, the deep back behind Capoletti. Hayden bothered but got away. Throws on the run and it's batted down. Brazil and Bryant were there, and a lot of heat was put on him by Art Stringer, number 53. It was Stringer who really messed up the play for Hayden.
But actually, this is great coverage on the part of the Oilers. Hayden had a lot of time.
Hayden did a good job of not getting sacked here and taking a loss.
Now notice the time that he has. That means one thing, that those defensive backs are really covering the receivers.
That's Stringer.
I don't like to see a man leave his feet and jump up like that. If he hadn't done that, he maybe could have sacked him.
All right, it's 3rd and 11 from the 12. Jesse is right. The Oilers are moving around up front. Hayden lobbing out of state and knocked out by Alexander.
Flag on
There's
the
a
field.
flag, and it could be the cadence of Hayden drew him offside again.
That whole front was moving.
That's that.
I think it's against the Rams.
Good leap by Willie Alexander. He's 6'3" out of Alcorn, and he really climbed a ladder to knock that one away.
They were offside, and he got back, but it looks like it is going to be against the Rams. No, it isn't.
They're spotting the ball back on the line of